Hi guys, Artiar here. So for this video is for the patch note for 3.4.14. So we're gonna go through the Esper kit, which is Meta Yun Chuan, and also Wenlock, which is Hui Hui something. I will call him Hui Hui Hui. Alright, so let's take a look. So first Esper, Yun Chuan, Meta Yang Jian, 5-star wind type. It's a defender Esper. Okay, who counters high DPS unit. Yun Chuan powers is further strengthened. With Meta Yang Jian's might, he will be unstoppable. S1 deals damage to one enemy 2 hit based on defense scaling. You know what? When we see defender role, there's two content that is very strong in defender role. The first one is PvP Wu Yu team. So let's see if this is going to make Wu Yu team better back. And the other one is Sonica. Like Sonica team 1 needs defender, and then our meta has been R6 Lian for very long, which is Lian as the main DPS. Let's see if Meta Yang Jian can change the meta. So deal damage to one enemy 2 times based on defense. If enemy defense is lower than his defense, Screamer, which is a dog, will perform a pursuit attack. So this one looks like the passive. The original Yun Chuan passive, but if one condition is defense is lower, which is since you're gonna build him high defense, right? So most likely the enemy defense will be lower than you, so you'll be perform a pursuit attack. Then the pursuit attack is one enemy 2 hit based on defense and reduce the enemy's max HP limit. So enemy max HP limit here doesn't matter in PvE, but it will matter in PvP. Then also heals Yun Chuan. So Yun Chuan himself have a self heal as long as his defense is higher than the enemy defense. And then from his multi-hit S1 changed into 2 hit. Originally it's 3 hit, now it changed to 2 hit defense skilling. And then another 2 hit from Screamer. Alright, so S2, Heavenly Might. Yun Chuan gains a few stack of immovable object. Okay, what kind of buff is this? We have no idea. Patch note won't explain these things, so we're gonna wait for PTR server for this. Like, what is immovable object? At the start of the combat, each stack reduces damage. Okay, so each of the immovable object stack will reduce damage taken from enemy. After an enemy active turn end, reduce 1 stack of the immovable object, then taking hits. Oh, so it will reduce the stack when enemy take their turn. Then after they take their turn, then taking hit while the object is active heals all allies. So it kind of like so this buff here kind of like able to heal your whole team, like Zihe's passive. The Zihe, the stone steady, every time she get a hit she'll heal, right? Then it seems like this immovable object is kind of like the same team. As long as the buff is active, then it will heal all allies. How many percent? No idea yet. And also reduce damage taken. But is this fulfilled for all ally or just Yun Chuan herself? No idea. Then when all stack of the immovable object is used, then cast Skyward Strike, which is S3. So let's assume this immovable object has 5 stack. So if enemy take their action 5 times, because I have to be active turn. So let's say they take their action 5 times. So after taking all 5 times, then Yun Chuan will cast S3 for free. Then while she, as long as he have the stack, then when he take hit, then it will AoE heal your ally, and then also reduce the damage taken from all enemy. Yeah, this S2 here seems like it's a passive, and it seems like it's a damage reduction plus AoE heal plus a free S3 when depending on the stack amount. But we're gonna see, like, is there another special effect for immovable object? Because it only mentioned this effect is like if every stack will reduce your damage taken, and then enemy turn ends reduce 1 stack. While you get hit, you heal, but it didn't mention like is this specific buff there have another buff, because like Zihe, stone steady increase accuracy, then when get hit heal. Then we're gonna see like if this buff here will grant another extra effect or not. Okay, then what is S3? Deals damage to all enemy 2 times based on defense AoE damage. When Yun Chuan has accentuated, which is Lu Shang again, deals extra true damage and reduce enemy max HP. Skyward Strike can't be resist or cannot miss. Inflict Sear to all enemies. So S3 Sear is guaranteed to land. and then will reduce enemy max HP, deals extra true damage. when accentuated, which means if you put Lu Shang in if you put Meta Yang Jian in Lu Shang team. Okay, so from what I'm seeing now, I don't think Yun Chuan is able to replace Liam in Sonica. Unless the damage multiplier here is very high, because the self-healing here is only be healed by himself, so you cannot same like Liam to heal his team, right? And then Liam got 4 hit, which he also have 4 hit in a way, 2 hit from his main damage, 2 hit from Screamer. Then we have to see like how high is the multiplier compared to Liam one. We're gonna see his Divinate as well. But yeah, let's take a look at his reso. Okay, this is the R1 effect that have extra stats boost based on your Yun Chuan's reso. Then enhance the effect of immovable object. So pretty sure there's an effect for this buff, but no idea what kind of buff is this yet. Then more stats boost. Then R4 at the start of Yun Chuan turn, if his HP is above certain percentage, let's assume it's 60%, he gains damage mitigation. If his HP is below certain percentage, he gains healing efficiency. Typo. He gains healing efficiency up. Basically, R4 makes him tanky. Let's say he's above 60%, then he get more damage taken reduced, so it make him more tanky. But if he is lower HP, then his healing increase. So the HP absorbed from the Screamer here, these heals here will increase healing, and maybe the healing received will also increase as well. But this R4 here is more into PvP and is more into increasing his tankiness. I don't think it's like a game-breaking reso. Maybe R2 here is game-breaking because enhance the effect. Like what kind of effect? Is it enhance the damage reduced taken or enhance the heal effect? We have no idea. We're gonna see like if this buff have another extra effect on it or not. Then R6 effect, when all stack of immovable object expired, cast S3, then all ally get a bonus turn. Okay, so S3 here when your passive, right? When everyone enemy active turn take their end their turn, then you reduce 1 stack. Then after all stack is gone, then you cast S3 for free. Then after you cast S3, which is dealing AoE damage and then inflict sear and then deal extra true damage and reduce their max HP, then all your ally get a turn. From the reso wise, my feeling is Meta Yun Chuan is a PvP Esper. I don't think he is good in PvE just by looking at what I'm looking at now. It doesn't feel like it's a PvE Esper. It feels like more towards a PvP Esper because a lot of his kit is about reduce enemy max HP and then damage taken reduce, healing increase, and then AoE healed. All these things is more benefit in PvP instead of PvE. So my feeling is Meta Yun Chuan is a PvP Esper, but I have to take a look at his Divinate and his multiplier first before I can have the final conclusion. But just based on the patch note, I feel like he's a PvP Esper. Then the obtain way is the same as the Meta Lilink. It's gonna be through the anomaly content, and it's limited, cannot be acquired through club sticker or ripple box. It's basically like Meta Lilink. Okay, then Wenlock is a wind type Esper. It's a support Esper who can grant ally crit rate up and crit damage up. So S1 here deal damage to one enemy based on his attack and then inflicts crit resist down. So you can't really even though you have no 100% crit, where if enemy get crit resist down, maybe you doesn't require 100%, like 80%, then you can crit already. And I don't know if this crit resist down is a good counter against Chu Yao, because Chu Yao's passive, the Spirit Aegis, is reduced the crit rate chance by 100%. I want to see is like if this crit resist down can counter Chu Yao's passive, like Chu Yao can reduce 100% chance. What if I can reduce your resist crit rate chance to, let's say if I can reduce 30%, can I make your passive into reduce the crit rate chance to 70%, something like that? If that's possible, then he can counter Chu Yao without using guarantee crit. Then S2 here, when ally deals critical damage, okay, let's look at the Ascension one. Ascension, his S2 effect here, which is passive, before ally active turn starts, grants them crit rate up and crit damage up. This buff looks like the Sachiko's passive. Like Sachiko's passive is when ally take their turn, then will grant them crit rate up. But what I'm curious, like they mentioned active turn. I don't know is it gonna work like Sachiko, but if it works like Sachiko, then he's a better version of Sachiko because Sachiko give crit rate up before they take the turn. So your team technically is able to rotate crit rate forever, which makes Sachiko, why is it an epic esper so good? Then if this is doing the same thing, then he's providing crit rate up and crit damage up. This is going to be good, and not just that, and also when allies deals critical hit damage, increase the damage as well. How many percentage? We have no idea. Like we have to wait at PTR. Maybe they increase like 20% or something. Because Sachiko as an Infernal Epic Esper is still using in every content. Because of her CD reduction, Infernal Esper 10% damage increase, and also the free crit rate up. So if his crit rate up and crit damage up is working like Sachiko, and then this damage, crit damage increase here is a massive amount, then he can actually be a Sachiko 2.0 for Wind Esper. Then if they deal non-critical damage, so let's say your teams, not everyone is gonna benefit through the crit rate and crit damage, right? So let's say if they don't crit, they deal extra true damage based on attack and crit damage. So I think he can also be very good in Andras. Like Andras, your Esper, everyone is gonna be built with non-crit. So if you do non-crit, you do extra true damage, and the scaling is based on attack and crit damage. I don't know how this calculation is gonna be, because like they also calculate your crit damage into it, and we're gonna see like how high the true damage is. But I have a feeling that this passive here is gonna be very strong, and reduce the target's crit resist throughout the combat up to a limited amount. Trigger once per turn. Okay, the passive is, to be honest, is very interesting. It's a Sachiko 2.0 plus I don't know, plus a lot of things inside this one passive here. So if it's working like what I'm thinking now, like the Sachiko's passive, providing the crit rate up before they take the action, then it's gonna be very, very good. Because I'm very curious with this active turn thing. Because Sachiko's one doesn't mention about active turn. It mentioned before ally take that turn. Then now it's before ally active turn starts. Yeah, but we're gonna wait and see. Then S3 here deals AoE damage, multi hit damage. Every hit have a chance to dispel several buff. Let's assume here hit 3 hit. Every hit have a chance to dispel buff. Then after you cast this dispel, then you inflict attack down and crit rate down for all enemies. So this S3 here is gonna be good for PvP. Then the passive here seems good for PvE and PvP. Seems good for both content. We're gonna look at his Divinate as well, but we can look at his Rezo first. So R1 here increases S3 effect, damage. Then R2 here, before fighter ally, they have crit rate up or crit damage. Wow! Wait, it's really a Sachiko 2.0. And plus Anki Chai. Before fighter, okay, it limited only for fighter Esper, but the fighter Esper, if they have crit rate up and crit damage up, which he will provide crit rate up and crit damage up, their CD reduction -1 for free. It's even better than Sachiko in a way. Wow. Wow, this R2 is so good. Wenlock is... I feel like this patch, Wenlock will outshine Metal Yun Chuan, but oh, I really like his R2. Like his passive here is Sachiko 2.0 already, and this R2 makes him totally the Sachiko 2.0, but only limited for fighter Esper. Wow, this is very good. I really like the R2 now. Then R4 effect, upon successfully dispelling or stealing buff, which is for his S3. His S3 effect here can dispel several buff, then reduce their max HP limit by a certain percentage for each dispel or stolen. So basically his R4 is like tricky. Then R6 effect, increase his passive again. Before ally active turn start, gains tick 5. Oh, they did mention what is tick 5. Can't be damage. Dealing damage won't trigger counter attack. Recover HP based on damage deal. Tick 5? Wait. What the? So if you make him to R6, your ally, when they take their turn, they'll get crit rate up. They'll get crit rate up, they'll get crit damage up, and then they'll get CD reduction because of the R2 effect. And then they'll get a tick 5 buff. They cannot take any damage, so I assume this can't take damage is something like, let's say you hit Wu Yu have a damage reflection effect for the defender, right? So you won't get damage, and then dealing damage won't trigger counter attack. I don't know if pursuit attack counts, but I assume it won't trigger pursuit attack when you don't have counter attack. So it's a very good counter against Avatara, and very good counter against like APAP, all those things. And then what I'm curious, like if this effect will counter APAP for APAP 16 above below. Like if I hit APAP, will I trigger APAP passive? This is one thing, but for APAP 20 it doesn't matter because we can't bring wind type Esper into it. But and free healing as well, recover HP based on damage deal. And this is a passive. Free Jazz is a passive. This is S2 passive. Oh my god, I really like him. I really like his kit. Like just based on this kit here, I think is more towards PvP than benefit in PvE. But when I look at his Rezo effect, he is definitely a PvP and PvE Esper. Can be only gotten through championship, is limited and cannot use through club sticker and Ripple box. So it's like Momo. Wow, I'm gonna all in my stamina pack into this Esper. I really like his kit, at least until R2. I really like his kit. Like R4 I don't really care, this one is for PvP. R6 I really like it, but it's also more towards PvP. So for PvE condition, I would say R2. I really like the R2 effect. Damn. Okay, let's see the phase 3. So phase 3 here is the same, right? But it's gonna be have two phase. Yeah, the Meta Lily, Shaman Record, the other stuff. And then you're gonna get this feather instead of Lotus. Lotus is for Meta Liling. And then let's see, the rest here, everything here is the same. Yep. Okay, then the team show here, this is part 1, so we're gonna have part 2. Part 2 should be a massive event because it will be the phase 4 for Anomaly. And then because we already have 7 hacks, so if you read the story, there's 11 hacks for this Anomaly content. Then the first phase is 4 hacks, then second phase 3 hacks. The upcoming one is gonna be 3 hacks, which is 10 hacks already, and the phase 4 will have only 1 hack. So it's a very high chance that it's gonna be the Torch Dragon. It should be a bossing content. Then the team show here is gonna give out a loyalty chest 5. If not mistaken, loyalty chest 5 is a new loyalty chest, and then it provides Yun Chuan inside as well. This is so good because it's meta Yun Chuan. If you want to boost his stats a lot more higher, you can go get his Yun Chuan's base copy, so you can increase his stats, or you can go for Liling as well. Yeah, this is gonna be a good one. And then we have trials, defeat the boss in the end, installment in the trials. Okay, here's the same training simulator and memory reef. Okay, so we have battle redux, trial, and memory reef, and then we Protoss here as well. Then let's see what do we have here. Loyalty packs divinate, loyalty chest divinate, so we can get this Esper's divinate here. The divinate here you can get for free for 2. It's very good for this many freebies. And then this is the read up Esper here, which I already covered the other part here. I'm going to make a video for it as well if you're wondering like who to summon for. Then let's see, championship. So we're gonna have gear up, which is acquire equipment. And then you have to grind Fafnir, and then you have to grind for Shadow Stream. It's for you to get Wenlock, and he's so good, so good. Okay, then they also written down the date, 2 period. Everything here is the same. Yeah, everything here is the same. I'm gonna make a guide video as well. Like I'm gonna share out how I save up my stamina, everything, so you can have a better chance to compete. Then Helium Box, Boom Boom Gacha, Boom Boom Treasure Kingdom. So this is the mini event. Like why, maybe you wonder like why is there so little mini event here? Because the Halloween event is going through the whole patch as well. Because let's see, this one is patch 3.4.13, right? 14, right? So if you look at 3.4.13, the Halloween event is until November as well. So the Candy House, the Candy Clash, and the Spooky Box and the Halloween Puzzle will go until December 4. And meanwhile, our patch is starting on October 29. So there's a few more events from the previous patch until at the starting. So there's a lesser event for this part. Okay, then adjustment and improvement here. This one I also cover for the other video already, but basically the most impactful for my part, I would say, is the battle setting. We can actually change the speed now. This is impact for me. Then I think the other thing that is a good thing for them is when their club member is lower than 10. I think maybe this is good. The equipment recommendation might be useful. We're gonna see, because they are usually their auto equip auto stuff sucks. And then this is some quality of life changes, but pretty much that's it. Next patch I would say is a rest patch for Wishstone. You can keep your Wishstone as many as possible, because after this patch 3.4.15 is gonna have the leopard guy and maybe with the bird guy together as well. So it's a very good patch for you to save your Wishstone. And then I think this patch here is more focused around meta Yun Chuan and Wenlock. Meta Yun Chuan wise, at least so far from what I'm looking at, I feel like he's more towards PvP Esper instead of PvE, at least unless his multiplier and PvE makes him very good. Then it doesn't seem like it will get locked like Meta Liling. Meta Liling S2, S3 get locked, right? But he doesn't seem like it. And then I think he might have a good pair with Meta Liling as well. If Meta Liling, let's say Alpha Effect casts S2, and then Yun Chuan will cast S3, then it will give everyone a bonus turn as well. It will be very good at high reso, but who knows, we're gonna test it at PTR server. But I think the main showcase for this patch is gonna be Wenlock, Hui Esper. It's so good. I really like his kit. Just by looking at it, I really like his kit. Doesn't have to look at his multiplier, and I want to look at this Divinate. Like if his Divinate even AP pushing faster, or maybe provide more buff, is even better as well. Okay, basically that's all for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and feel free to comment down what you guys think about this patch and the Esper as well, and see you guys in the next video. Bye bye. Special thanks for the direct support on the YouTube membership. So for the benefactor of Artiar, which is JNMP, Yaki Shibatails, Kemi, thank you so much for your support. And for the supporter and patron of Artiar, which is Louis Schneider, Agni, Code Wilderness, Wang Tamer, Ziggy, Kamaruki, Sunwatts, Rimu, Chani, Von Hexa, Antonio Winterspoon, Marilyn Williams, Uncle Chat, Eric Mendes, Ian Cragren, Riku Fred X Iris, Calamity, Jordan Alons, Rocco Standions. Thank you so much for your support. And that's not all. Also special thanks for the direct support on the live stream super chat for the latest tag. So special thanks to Ziggy, Calamity, Agni, Love Fatima, Fatima Little Underwear, Bloods, Riku Fred, Johnny. Thank you so much for your support. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.